this thing on. Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Amanda Rose, but you can call me Rosie. And this is Life of a Rose. I'm going to get a shorter intro. I'm working on it. What I forgot to mention in my last video is that my husband is a photographer and a videographer. And that's why, if you watched my last video, I said, oh my God, my husband's gonna get so upset. And that's because he is concerned about the lighting being, you know, different or the same in every clip that I'm filming. And he likes those things. Yeah, it's his thing. And I'm just like, whatever. I'm in like no way, shape, or form in an abusive relationship. We just wanted to clarify that. So today we are in the studio, and this seems like a really busy room. I don't know if you can see, but like we got some black and white art up on the wall, and then we have like our calendar here where we schedule everything, and then this whole thing is filled with like his technology. Yeah, we work on things in here, so this is where I edit. I am just going to film today in here and try it out, and maybe, you know, I don't know, the different location will like get you guys excited. First and foremost, I will again say I am a Christian. You're gonna hear God a lot in my videos. Second, this is just my experience with labor and delivery, and that's all I can share with you. I'm no certified doctor, nurse, midwife, nothing. I'm just a woman who like got pregnant and had a baby. My last video was a pregnancy recap, so it's fitting for me to film and talk about what happens after pregnancy, right? My plan was to have an all-natural vaginal delivery. What that means is no epidural, no medicine, no C-section. I mean, everything was fine. I had no complications during my pregnancy besides all the other uncomfortable side effects. But I had a good pregnancy, good healthy pregnancy that allowed me to deliver vaginally. And 36 weeks at my ultrasound, my last ultrasound to see my baby before I saw him in real life. It was such an emotional time. He was 7 pounds. Now, a full-term pregnancy is like 41 weeks, right? I'm at 36 weeks. Apparently, your baby, your infant, can grow a pound a week or like even a few ounces a week until you give birth to them. So my baby is 7 pounds at 36 weeks. I have 4 weeks left. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Is he gonna be 13 pounds? Like, am I gonna have to deliver a full turkey? So the Sunday came up that I was 38 weeks. The next day, Monday, normal day, whatever. All right, it's nighttime, cook dinner. My husband and his friend from church, they're recording a podcast, and I'm just cooking dinner for all of us. And it was a really good dinner, by the way. I made like plátano boats. So I made like a plátano and then like ground turkey inside with cheese on top and then rice and beans on the side. Oh my God, so good. I'm cooking dinner, and towards the end, I'm like, I feel a little tinkle. I don't know. Like, did I pee myself a little? Maybe. I go to the bathroom and I'm like, okay, let's just monitor and see like if my water broke. Immediately after I go to the bathroom, I come out, I go to the kitchen, I start having contractions. I'm like, oh, this feels different. And mind you, like I would say 2 to 3 weeks, I was having Braxton Hicks contractions. They were never consistent. It was just like one every 20 minutes and it would just go away. So this was like this weird feeling. It was down there, a lot of pressure, really tight feeling, and it was happening again and again. So it was like every 3 to 5 minutes. We just started timing it. Now, my husband's friend that was here, well, he's my friend too. Mark was here, and he and his wife, Allie, just had a baby. So, like, he was like ready for this. Like, he was like, you gotta start timing it, okay? You gotta get to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, hold on. Because I knew that once I had contractions and everything, I just wanted to do the early laboring at home and then head to the hospital after, like when it got like really painful and it was time for me to go. That was my plan. I wanted it to be very calm, okay? It's been like an hour now that I'm having contractions. I call my neighbor, and who's also like one of my best friends here, and I'm like, listen, tonight might be the night. I might have this baby. I need you to take care of my dog and my cat. So she was like, okay. My neighbor lives right downstairs from me. Her and her husband are the best. Then all of a sudden, my other neighbor across the way calls me. We call Miss Rita. Okay, Miss Rita calls me and she's like, Rosie, I got some collard greens here. It's gonna give me and my husband gas. So please, do you want some? And I'm like, so I tell her, I'm like, Rita, I'm having contractions right now. And then she's like, oh, I knew that baby was coming soon. You big girl. I love her. That happens. Hang up with Rita. And when he opens the door, Rita's at the door. And I'm just like, oh, we're all like, oh my God, okay, that was quick. Then all of us are sitting there by the table. I'm going through contractions. They're all just staring at me. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is not how I want to be in early labor. But I was so thankful because Nikki and Rita cleaned up my dishes and they got a snack bag ready for me to go to the hospital. And it was so nice. And then we're just sitting there and I'm still going through contractions. And then I'm just like, okay, guys, I love you all, but you need to go. I just want to be with my husband, talking, enjoying time together, like have a snack here or there, chill. Like that's just how my plan for labor was. Then it's just me and my husband. My contractions are slowing down. At this point, it was like 3 hours. So I waited it out another hour and I still had them, but they were further apart now. I just decided, let's just go to the hospital anyways to just be safe. Maybe I'll just check if I'm dilated anymore. At this point, I was only 1 centimeter dilated. I just felt so ready to do this. I'm like, I got this. Let's do this. Let's get this baby here. Felt like, you know, like Rocky. I'm in the triage room and my contractions are gone. I was praying in the name of Yeshua, Yahweh, Abba. I was praying. And I was so disappointed to hear my water didn't break and my contractions stopped. And I wasn't in labor and I had to go home. I cried. I was mad at God. I was like, man, I really prayed to you, God. I really did. And you failed me. I was so disappointed. Oh my gosh. I had to like repent on that so hard. Meanwhile, while we're in the hospital, of course, we are letting our family know that I may or may not be going into labor. My family lives in New Jersey, and my mom was planning to be here for the birth of our child. So that night that I thought I had false labor, my mom and my sister packed their bags, packed the car, and were ready to drive to Virginia. I just told them, like, stay home. It's okay. And my mom was like, no, you know what? I'm going to come in the morning, though. That's it. This is my sign that I just need to be there. The next day, Tuesday, my mom comes, and the next day I already was scheduled for my 38-week appointment at my OBGYN. I told the midwife what happened. I told them I thought I was in labor. I was really disappointed. I'm just so ready to have this baby. My midwife agreed, and what she did was she checked my cervix to see how dilated I was, and when she did that, she also said, okay, I'm going to do a membrane sweep. So she's already in there, and she's like, things may be a little uncomfortable. It's already uncomfortable, lady. May feel cramping and whatever, but I'm just going to move some things around. So membrane sweep is I don't even know. Don't ask me the technical terms. And I immediately feel cramping, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm getting my period. She's like, yep, you're probably going to have some spotting after this, and honestly, your water could break. She said, if nothing happens by tomorrow night, by Wednesday night, let me know and we will schedule another membrane sweep for Thursday. I was like, okay. But also at that appointment, she did say, we plan to induce you by 39 weeks and like 3 or 4 days. So I was really happy that they were on board with that and they were planning to induce me. But then also I did not want Pitocin. Like, nobody wants to be forced into contractions. So, you know, of course, I just had to start praying that my baby would be here on his own and it would just all happen and I don't have to have Pitocin. By the way, so happy that my mom came. I highly recommend having your mom there, you know, if you can, before the baby comes. She took me out every day. I didn't have to do the driving. I was so happy that she was here. She made us dinner every night. I didn't have to cook anymore. Oh my god, and she made amazing dinner, sancocho, rice and beans. We had shrimp and tacos, and oh my god, that week was great. So then Wednesday night, nothing happened. So then I called Thursday morning so that I can go in and get another membrane sweep. Now, the first membrane sweep just made me so I just wanted to curl up. Like, I was so achy and uncomfortable and like tender and agitated. Like, it was so horrible. At this point, I'm just 1.5 centimeters dilated. My midwife, the one who's been with me my entire pregnancy, she's like, okay, I'm on call in the hospital this weekend. Let's have a baby. And I was like, I'll see you this weekend. That night, Thursday night, I lost my, so gross, buds. But I lost my mucus plug and I had like my bloody show. I was like, okay, things are moving forward. But that's really all that happened. The next day, I'm super tired. I'm super irritable. I'm like so cranky. I feel so bad for my mom because she's with me. She took me to get my nails done. I picked up this nail polish and it's called Patience Pays Off. And I was cracking up. And that's the nail polish that I chose for my nails. And we continue and we just go for the day shopping and we're just like getting things for my apartment. And I'm so moody and I'm like, I feel so bad. And we get home and my mom's like, I don't want to cook. And I was like, don't cook, please. So then we're like, let's order food. We order food and then I have a little tinkle. And I'm like, I think I just peed myself. I'm just gonna like wait it out. The best thing to do, I think, is what I'm told, is to lay down for like 30 minutes and just see if it happens again. Like, or just get up after 15 to 30 minutes and see if it happens again. I'm laying down for 15 minutes. And then I get up. Some liquid comes out of me and I'm like, okay. Then the food is here. Perfect timing. My mom is on the phone with her friend on FaceTime. And she's like, oh my god, how are you feeling? Are you so excited? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm so excited. And then I look at my mom and I'm like,
my water broke.
She's like, oh my god, gotta go. Hangs up the phone and I just knew. Like, it wasn't like the movies where I just like flooded my entire apartment. It was just this like, I can't even make it to the bathroom in time type of like pee. You know, like it's just like, and it was just nonstop. So I'm like, oh my god, my water broke. I know it. So I was prepared already from all the mom vlogs that I watched, and I already had these Depends. They were very cute. I will put the link in the description because they're so awesome, and I used them from the minute my water broke till like 2 weeks postpartum. Like, I used them, not the same one, okay, guys? You're so gross. The Always brand, they have cute little bow on it, but it's just this diaper that you wear, and you don't have to worry about wearing uncomfortable underwear or just dirtying anything, and you change it every so often, whatever. It was so great. So I put one of those on. I call my husband. He's at work. My water broke at 8 p.m. My husband gets out of work at 9. So I'm like, this is good timing. Now, I did test positive for strep B, so I had to be in the hospital as soon as possible after my water broke so that I could be put on an antibiotic for that. Food came, I'm sitting and eating with my mom, I have my diaper on, and then my mom, she's like,
do some jumping jacks to like, just to make sure, you know, or just to get things going. And I'm like, okay. So like doing jumping jacks, I'm like, Mom, I'm freaking peeing myself.
Like, it was so funny. She recorded it. My husband comes home, we have all the bags packed. I still have my snack bag that Nikki and Miss Rita packed for me, and we're ready to go. We go to the hospital. I'm back in the triage. I get admitted. Okay, it's like 10 p.m. I'm in there. This is why I love having a midwife, because if you have a midwife, they are with you like the entire time. If you want them there through all of your labor, they are there with you. And they're just so comforting and so encouraging. And that's why I chose a midwife and not a doctor. So my midwife was called. She came into the hospital and it was so nice to see her. And then she was like, okay, listen, if your contractions don't pick up by 2 a.m., you're going to have to be put on Pitocin. And I was just like, okay. So my mom is sleeping on that nice little couch. My husband and I are sleeping together in the hospital bed. As I'm sleeping, I'm starting to feel contractions. It's like hurting a little more. And I'm like, okay, you know what? It was like 1 a.m. and I was like, let me go walk around. Also, I was craving a burger. I was so hungry. I can't have a burger. I can only have stupid Jello or ice pop. So then I tell the nurse that I'm like so hungry, and she's like,
oh, I can get you chicken broth. And I was like, meat, give me meat. Yes, I will take the chicken broth.
in my rounds around the hospital floor, sipping on chicken broth. And then 2 a.m. comes and my midwife checks on me. My contractions weren't picking up as much as she wanted them to. And like, since my water already broke, she just started me on Pitocin at 2:30 in the morning. Every 15 minutes, my Pitocin's going up and up and up. And it was like so painful, but then you plateau and you're at this point, and then the Pitocin kicks in, and then your contractions are stronger, and then you're like, all right, I'm used to it. And then it goes up again. By the morning time, 9 a.m., I was 3 centimeters dilated. I am on the ball. I'm doing my stretches. I'm in this like good mood. By the way, the second we're in the hospital, I had worship music playing the entire time. We already had a playlist ready. Honestly, everything my midwife told me to do, I was doing. I didn't care how tired I was or whatever. I was like, I'm just ready to do this. Meanwhile, I'm in Virginia. My mom's side of the family, most of them live in North Carolina. My mom's on the phone with them. They're coming. My grandma, my aunt, my uncle, my aunt, and my cousin. They're all coming. And I was like, oh, that's fine. My baby will be here like in a few hours anyway, so yeah, right. I'm okay with them being in the room at this point. We're just like talking and I'm just doing my thing and whatever. But like, I have a lot of people in my room. They brought food. They're just having this like feast in my room. So then I started to use that peanut ball. At that point, I was on that ball and my contractions were getting worse. And that's when I started to cry. And I was just like, babe, oh my God, like just hold my hand. And I'm just like, everybody needs to leave the room. Even my mom, like I only want my husband and my midwife and the nurses here. That's it. So they all leave. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in the tub now. Before I'm in the tub, I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm holding my husband. I'm ramming my head into his stomach. And then I go and I bite him. I'm just like, ah! And he jumps back and he's like, you bit me. And I was like,
I know.
let me calm down. And I go in the tub and I'm starting to watch This Is Us. And I'm like, okay, this feels better. Like I have a contraction. Okay. All right. Okay. But then the tub just starts to wear off. Again, mind you, I'm on Pitocin. At that point, my contractions were like 3 minutes apart, I'm gonna say. So then after the tub, the nurse comes in and she's like, hey, do you want some pain medicine? You know, like not the epidural, but just like low intervention pain medicine. Probably like Tylenol. And I was just like, yeah, let's do that. So I get out of the tub and I really felt that like God led everything. God knows my endurance and my tolerance, and he knows that it's time. And when I was in so much pain in the tub, that's when the nurse came in and was like, do you want to try this medicine? And I was like, yes, let's do it. And I get back in the bed. They're like, oh, okay, do you want to do the laughing gas next? I said, yes, let's do the laughing gas. Now, this is like 5 p.m., okay? I'm 6 centimeters dilated at this point. I'm having contraction after contraction. There is no break in between. Like, they were like a minute apart. It was crazy. And whoever says contractions feel like period cramps times 1,000, no, that's not. It feels like your body's being ripped apart. Oh my God. At that point, I have the bar up and I'm just like on it, leaning over. So I tell my husband to get behind me. I position him, and then my midwife tells him, okay, you're gonna press into her back. And I'm just like, okay, contraction's coming. I put the mask up to let him know I'm having a contraction. I'm like, the laughing gas is like, you're not laughing, obviously, but you're just like more relieved. And honestly, it just distracted me. I look at my midwife and I'm like, I can only do this for 1 or 2 hours more. When is this baby coming? It's 6 p.m. It's almost 24 hours. So then she's like, okay, I think what we're gonna have to do next is the epidural, because you're still 6 centimeters dilated, and like hopefully this helps open you up and it'll just give you relief, so that you're not in so much pain and you're not so stressed. So I'm like, fine, go ahead, bring the epidural on. Like let's do it. Come on, bring it in. I get the epidural around like 6 p.m. 22 hours into labor, y'all. Getting an epidural while you're having contractions, oh my God. I was holding on to the nurse, the guy who comes in with the epidural. He's like, hey, like trying to talk, and I'm just like, just Give me the meds. Just do it already. And you have to hunch over and you gotta, oh my God, you have to do all these things and you're having contractions and you want to be like, ah. And you have to stay in this one position. It's so hard. I have the laughing gas while I'm getting the epidural, so that helped too. My husband watched the whole thing. He was like, that was really scary. Holy moly. Then after I get the epidural, it's only working on half of my body. So I'm having contractions on my right side of my body. They just lay me over on this side so that the medicine would drip down, and it did. And then finally, I was just like, oh my God, I can breathe. I was just like, thinking to myself, wow, God, like, just thank you for intervening. And like, literally, I felt like he led the whole show. Like, he was just like, okay, she needs this at this time, she needs this at this point. And I was just like, okay, bring it on, let's do it, let's do this. And at that point, I was so proud of myself. I was just like able to recognize what I went through for 22 hours. Like, I was like, wow, I am a freaking warrior, dude. I'm checked again. I'm only 6 centimeters dilated. 2 hours go by. It's 8 p.m. 6 centimeters dilated. My midwife was like, look, if you were 7, 8, or 9 right now, I would say let's start pushing, but you're still 6. We're gonna have the talk. My baby was like stressed out, and it was time to talk about a C-section, and I was like, okay, so she gave me time. She's like, I'll give you 30 minutes. Go over with your husband. And at 8:30, I'll come back in and we'll talk about our decision. Basically, like, we knew it had to happen. My husband was sleeping, so she was like, just, I'll give you time so you can talk to him. I talked to my husband, and I'm just like, this is what has to happen. And he's like, how do you feel about it? And I was like, I feel like it's time. I feel like he needs to get out. It's 24 hours now at this point. Friday, 8 p.m. is when my water broke. Was admitted into the hospital that night. So now we're at Saturday. Saturday, April 27th at 8 p.m. Making this decision. Made the decision, 8:30. We are going in for the C-section. It's happening. So I'm already drugged up on the epidural. I go in the OR, and arms are out on these like silver platforms, and I'm being numbed and all this stuff. My body's going through contractions, but I don't feel it anymore, so it's being masked. And then all the medication I'm on, the epidural, the anesthesia, whatever, everything I'm on, my body was just like, I was shaking, and I had to like hold my tongue. I had to close my mouth and hold my tongue in so I didn't bite my tongue. But apparently they were able to get everything done that they had to get done. Again, we're in the OR, and we were like, can we play music? So we have worship music on the whole time, and I am listening to, I'm gonna lift my hands till I can reach heaven. I'm gonna shout your name till the walls come falling down. I've come to worship. That is my favorite song, Place of Freedom. I'm just like worshiping God, and like this is happening. And having a C-section felt like somebody's just touching your stomach like this. And then a baby comes out. That's it. It was like, oh my gosh. I mean, we got in there 8:30. At 8:54 p.m. we heard, and it was Elijah. I got my baby. He changed our world. It was so weird seeing him for the first time and being like, oh my God, that's what you look like. Because my husband and I thought he was gonna be like tan like him and come out with a little fro, little curly hair. No, he came out looking like me. He came out white, dark hair, and just so chunky and chubby. He was 8 pounds, 6 ounces, 20 inches long. My baby. Oh my God. I did not have immediate skin to skin. They cut the umbilical cord, but then my husband got to like cut a little piece off too. So he got to see the baby before I did. After he did that, then they brought him to me. I got to see him, kiss him. And then I honestly didn't even want to hold him because I was shaking so much. And then got wheeled back to the room. They were handling my baby. My husband was taking photos of Elijah. They were doing his footprints and everything, all his measurements. And then after all that, I finally got to hold him, have skin to skin. My husband had skin to skin. My baby latched on the first time. I am a breastfeeding mom, so I wanted to do that immediately. He latched on fine, and we just vibed. Like, he's my boy. He's my best friend. Oh my God, I love him so much. And he's sleeping right now, and I just miss him. Oh my God, when you become a mom and you're like, oh, my child is finally sleeping. I can do things for myself. Oh my God, nap time is awesome. And then you're like, when is he waking up? My God, he's sleeping so long. I miss him. Ugh. That's my birth story. That's the labor experience. 24-hour labor, 22 hours without an epidural. At the 25th hour, about to be the 25th hour, our son was born. He was here. Oh. So at the end of all of this, I just want to let you know. Have a plan, yes. Like, my plan was to just stay calm, to not freak out, to breathe, to allow my husband to coach me, to be coachable by my nurses, to be coachable by my midwife, to be assertive with what I want, as in, like, my family leaving the room. As in, I just knew I didn't want the epidural right away, so I went through everything, and I didn't get talked into things. I just was offered things, and I took them as they came, and it just all worked out for the glory of God, because Elijah Kenneth Morales is here. He's here, and he's 3 months now. Oh my God. But yeah, so I encourage you, if you are about to give birth, just have a plan, but know that you need to be open and willing to whatever is going to happen, because you have no idea. Only God knows. So I had a C-section, and I didn't prepare or plan for that, and that was the most painful thing, and that'll be another video. Really, I just wanted to share my labor and delivery experience. Be open, be willing, and just have faith in the Lord for real, because he will carry you through it, and he carried me through it. I'm so thankful for the experience that I had. And maybe I'll get an epidural earlier next time. Who knows? It was really painful. But yeah, let me pray. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for allowing me to have this experience, to share my story, God, to share it with others, others that are going to go through the same thing, and they're just looking for encouragement and someone to relate to. Lord, I just pray over the women bearing these children and delivering these children, God. May you give them faith. May they seek you for strength, and may they have good partners and just a good experience so that they want to do it again and again and again. And I just pray all of this in your name, Father. Bless everyone watching this video, God. In the name of Jesus, amen. Thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate you so much for listening to me ramble on about my life experiences, but I know that someone will relate to this. Peace be with you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Cool. Cool beans. Cool beans. Alright, is my face focused? Welcome to the studio! So, I just ate yogurt. Like, it wasn't like the movies where I just like flooded my entire apartment. What did I even say? So when your water breaks, for me, when oh no, this is what happens. Okay, well, forgive me. Okay, I'm gonna have to like edit all that out. And oh my God, my husband was amazing. He was just with me the whole time, like just telling me, you're doing such a good job. You're doing such a good job. Like, oh, it was so encouraging. Those labor classes really helped.